Commission regular session to order, please. Roll call, Mr. Clerk.
Dominic,
Present.
Johnson, Williams, Lynn,
Present.
Bowman, Baker, Lynch, Escudate, Caddo,
Here.
Cox,
Here.
Smith, Jefferson.
We have a quorum, Madam President.
Okay. It's the time. What's the picture? Wait.
What's up, man?
Let us stand and have prayer by Commissioner Lynch and pledge by one of the Southwood basketball team.
Lord, forgive Lindora for, no. Lord, we come to you in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, thanking you for this day. This is a day that you have made. We're going to rejoice and be glad in it. We thank you for life, health, and strength. We thank you for being in our right mind. We thank you for the wisdom that you have given to this body and the awesome responsibility to look out after the citizens of Caddo Parish. We pray for our great nation, our great state. We pray for these young people that have joined us today. Lord, may the decisions that we make today give them a brighter future. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
One of you,
Anybody?
come forward.
Good bit.
Do the pledge of allegiance.
Do the pledge of allegiance.
The biggest one in the
Y'all put
middle.
him on the spot now.
Right here in the blue. State your name. Tell us your name.
My name is Erica Robertson.
All right.
Congratulations.
No.
All right, Ken, I gotta get the proper.
Say, please say the pledge.
Please say the Pledge of Allegiance.
I
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Joyce. Made a great choice.
We got
Let him fall on your foot, bro.
Are there any agenda additions?
That's great.
No agenda additions? Any citizens' comments? Do you have any cards?
I have no card.
I have no cards. Next item is visitors.
We have no visitors.
No
today.
visitors.
Next, we have special resolutions. Special resolution of remembrance to Mr. Gerald Fussell. I'm not sure, is Mr. Fussell's family here?
Madam President, I move that we do the acceptance of the resolution, but defer the reading until the festival family.
Second.
Been moved by Commissioner Johnson, second by Commissioner Dominic, that we read the Russell resolution and present it when their family is here. Any discussion? No discussion, please vote. That passes. Next item, Mr. Clerk.
Next, we have special resolution of recognition of the Southwood High School Lady Cowboys, Louisiana State Class 5A champions. And we've already approved this resolution. We just have the reading of it today.
Okay.
If you would join me, Commissioners, in standing.
Hey.
In the name and by the authority of the Caddo Parish Commission, resolution of recognition to Southwood High School Lady Cowboys State 5A champs. Whereas the Caddo Parish Commission has observed with pride and satisfaction as the Lady Cowboys of Southwood High School have built an incredible legend of dominance in girls basketball during the past 2 decades. And whereas the Lady Cowboys have for the 11th time since 1995 emerged as state champions of high school Class 5A, having conquered rival Natchitoches Central in the championship game of the Sweet 16 tournament in Monroe on March 9th. In the game, the Lady Cowboys raced to a double-digit lead in a 62-34 win. The win gave the Lady Cowboys a 31-1 season record, as well as Jessica Ellis being named as the tournament's outstanding player. And whereas the Southwood victory not only continued a tradition of dominance by the Walker Road School, it culminated a group of ladies' 4 years of blood, sweat, and tears into a 5A state championship. After falling short the last 3 years, this team never doubted their trust in their coach or their desire to win. And whereas since Coach Steve McDowell took over Southwood program, the Lady Cowboys have been to the Sweet 16 tourney 15 times, finishing as champions in 11 of those trips. Now therefore, be it resolved by the Caddo Parish Commission meeting in legal and regular session this 9th day of May 2013 that it does hereby heartily commend and congratulate Coach Steve McDowell and the team members of the Southwood High School Lady Cowboys for the continuance of their winning tradition and their devotion to excellence, and for the splendid manner in which they represent their city and their parish. Be it further resolved that the Commission does wish for the Southwood Lady Cowboys much continued success in the game of basketball, as well in the business of life for which their teamwork experiences have so successfully helped prepare them. Signed, Lindora Baker, President; Doug Dominic, Vice President; David Cox, District 10.
Coach, we'll let you say a few words in a second. I just want to say that being a Southwood Cowboy myself back many years ago, many years ago, I had hair back then, and it was red. I can tell you that District 10 really appreciates the loyalty you have to the school. The girls, y'all are so proud. Y'all make us proud in Southern Hills. If you can teach the football team how to play,
Okay now.
that'd be something, you know. I can tell you that over the last 3 years, this school has made some major changes. We have a new principal, Mr. Jeff Roberts. Leadership through his office all the way down to Coach proves that winners can come out of Southern Hills, and will continue to do so for many more years to come, I hope. We have some seniors here with us today. Who are seniors? I said this a long time ago to a group of kids from Ridgewood who had just won the city championship. Take your God-given talent. Take it to college.
Amen.
And use it well. Take it to further your education and do as much as you can with it. And in doing so, you can come back here and make us all proud.
Amen.
And for one commissioner, through all of you commissioners, I can tell you that we are so proud of the Southwood Cowgirls. All right.
I'd like to thank the commission for having us and giving us this honor. It's we really appreciate it. The girls had a great season. It's an outstanding group of young ladies who just, you mentioned the seniors a while ago. Well, they deserve this as well as everybody else. We worked hard for it. And these young ladies have represented Southwood and their community and the city of Shreveport in a fine manner. So we appreciate the award. Thank you.
Which one was MVP, Coach?
Jessie couldn't make it. She texted me a while ago and had some problems getting here. So little Jessie Ellis, about snow size.
Could you go ahead and go through and introduce them all, Coach?
Sure. This is our manager, Andrea Bean. Senior, Kiana Favis. Kiana, I think, is going to go to Dillard. Jessie signed with Jessie Ellis, the little one, signed with McNeese. Courtney Pennywell is not here, but she signed with Northwestern. Kyla Snow is a little freshman. Tall freshman here, Sean O'Gwen. Senior to be, Chelsea Toole. Ariel Robertson, one of the twins. Michelle Parker. And the other twin is, did I say Ariel? I got it right that time. Erica Robertson's the other twin. And I think that they are going to Southern in Baton Rouge, right? So we were just very proud of all of them.
Dad wasn't this.
Thank y'all again.
Thank you.
Mr. Williams?
Let me just say on behalf of the citizens of North Louisiana and Caddo Parish Schools, I am so excited to see young ladies, because sports and athletics builds character and understands the importance of teamwork, and it also builds values. And to see you beautiful ladies play basketball is an enormous sight. And like the commissioner said, to continue your education to better your quality of life. The only way you can do it is through a good quality education. And I hope that you will come back and come back to Shreveport and find good jobs and raise your family and be productive taxpaying citizens here. So you are our future. You are the future. You know, and college is a very challenging experience. And you got to have on the whole armor of God when you go to college. So you're going to see all types of things in college. Just remember your values that were grounded and rooted in you. Now, how many of you ladies out there got swag? How many got swag? Anybody got swag? So women can have swag too, ain't that right? All right.
Commissioner Dominique?
I appreciate y'all coming here today. I was looking forward to meeting Jessie. Her mom works, I'm from Vivian, and she's a police officer, so I just see Miss Ellis. I don't know if y'all know Nicole. She just beams every time she talks about Jessie, so I've never met her, but I keep up with her. And it's just wonderful that y'all have won the state championship. It's just great that something like that will happen. If you can remember that as you get on up. As Commissioner Cox and I are at our age, you'll always have that to remember at special time to win a state championship. And Coach McDowell, we appreciate all the work y'all done. It's nice to read the paper and see what y'all have done, and continually we were sitting there reading it during the playoffs and everything. So just let y'all know that we're watching y'all, and we're so proud of y'all for being a part of our parish and our city. So thank y'all for coming out tonight.
He played basketball. See over there, right here, he played.
Commissioner Lynch?
Hi, ladies. Let me tell you, I never wanted to play basketball, but part of the reason why I didn't is because I thought you couldn't be cute and be sweating and running all over the place. But y'all are some nice looking ladies. I told them when they came in that they look like they ought to be on top model as opposed to the basketball court. So certainly y'all have changed my mind, but I'm a little too late to start now. But certainly congratulations. We are very, very proud of you. My little freshman friend there, my new friend. Tell me your name again. Carlos. I said, you the little Spud Webb, huh? She said, who is that? She said, you know Nate? Nate Robinson. Nate Robinson. I said, who? She said, you don't know who Nate is? I said, no, you don't know who Spud is.
Tiny Nate.
So definitely a big difference in our age there, but we're certainly proud of you all. Keep up the good work. Thank you.
Commissioner Thibodeau?
Certainly, much of the congratulations goes to the young ladies because they're the ones that are flying around on the floor and sweating and getting bumped. Anybody that tells you that basketball is not a physical game has never played it, especially if you're playing under the basket. But I must say something about Coach McDowell, and I've known Steve for a long, long time. And the two things you'll always see out of Coach McDowell's teams are, in the case of Southwood, he stresses the word ladies, the Lady Cowboys. Ladies are stretched. You don't ever see any sucking and jiving coming around. And I mean, these girls are serious. They take care of their business on and off the court. And they're always so well dressed whenever they are presented their awards. And I just really appreciate that. And Coach McDowell, I've always, and I've told him this a lot of times, he will beat you with his 5, or he'll take your 5 and beat you. It doesn't make any difference. Just give him 5 players and he'll beat you. And I think, didn't you also win 2 private school state champions? One at Southfield. One at Southfield, yeah. So he's got 12. I don't think anybody in the state is even close to that, I don't think, at least in basketball. But this guy's a real jewel, and I think if you play for him, you know that you'll remember him for a long time. I've always been thankful to him because when I coached AAU, all I had to do was go to Southwood, get some of their players, and I was guaranteed a good team. So I enjoyed the years of dealing with those young ladies. So Steve, if I hope you, I know you have retired from teaching, but I hope you don't retire from coaching. Thank you. Yeah.
Commissioner Cox?
And I called, we were supposed to have him here 2 weeks ago, and y'all had some scheduling problems, and the typhoon hit, so we just canceled it that day. And I had called your assistant coach, and I wanted to share this with you guys to show what dedication really is. When I was talking to your assistant, and I didn't get his name, I says, well, what are they doing? Well, we're in practice right now. I said, dude, y'all just won the championship. He says, you got to start from next year. So the dedication is there with these group of kids, with these coaches, and with this school. And I, like I said, we are so proud of you as a collective group from Caddo Parish, from each district. You winning the championship, any school winning a championship, proves that Northwest Louisiana has what it takes to lead this state. And we are so proud of you. So I appreciate your time, your efforts, and y'all go to the next level and make us proud. Thank you.
Next item, Mr. Clerk.
Next, we'll move to communiques and committee reports.
Commissioner Thibodeau,
I guess I never got taken off.
Commissioner Lynch.
Yes, I had asked on Monday about the forest protection tax that we remit to the state, or I guess the state gets so much an acre. And I asked what the money would be expended for, and I got that information today that they use it for the acquisition and maintenance of equipment for the protection of forest lands from damage by fire or other causes, and only in the amount appropriated annually by the legislature. All unexpended and unencumbered monies in the fund at the end of the fiscal year shall revert to the state general fund. So, you know, all that they don't use, I guess they're sweeping it into the general fund for use. So, do we know how much are they getting collected from Caddo Parish?
No, ma'am, I don't have that.
I want to know what that amount is, if possible, that they're getting from Caddo Parish.
Okay.
And, you know, would like for us to start looking at a way that some of that can stay local. Some of that tax that's collected could possibly stay local, a portion, a share, all of it, something. So it's to the state's general fund or something. Thank you.
Commissioner Cox,
No, I'm good.
Commissioner Epperson.
Just to piggyback off of Mrs. Lynch, we had a fire in northern Caddo Parish, was it the year before last, up around?
Had a lot of them.
You remember a lot of them, right? Right, year before last, I think it was.
Bunch of them.
Bad.
So could we find out how much, if any of those funds was expended to help out up in that area?
You can ask. I know that during those times the state did provide a lot of help, helicopters and stuff. There was fires in Ida, and then there were several in Oil City, and a lot in, crossing Texas line. So, and in Vivian there was one. So I have no earth idea how much you.
Right. Well, I think that's part of maybe what she can.
Sure.
She can ascertain when she work on that. Also, Mr. Wilson, how is Dr. George coming with the status of the LSU Medical Center, Biomed, Conway deal? Any updates on that?
Yes, sir. I did have the opportunity to have lunch with Dr. George today. He was telling us they're in the process of still trying to put that process together. And what I think would probably be in order is to have him come before you all and give you an update on where they are. But I did visit with him today and did express the importance of that board.
Well, if you would, if he could, just give us an update, keep us abreast as to what's, going on. I'd like to thank Mr. Everett for coming by, and we went over and checked on a horse situation on Washington Lane day before yesterday. And it was a good visit. We found out a lot of things, and appreciate him coming out. Also, let's see, Mr. Glass, Jimmy, got some complaints about trash intersection of highway. I don't know if it's our responsibility or what. Highway 169 and the intersection of Beavers Road. They say that a lot of the oil field workers and wood haulers stop by and eat lunch, and they got it pretty trash. If it's something we can coordinate with the sheriff's department, whoever's responsibility is to pick up and I always get a lot, and Buncombe Road, that intersection too, get a lot of complaints about that, Buncombe Road and 179. That's all I have. Thank you.
Commissioner Escaday?
Yes, I just have a communique to pass on. I had the opportunity to recently go out to the animal shelter and had time to visit with Mr. Harris. He was very gracious, very impressed with the cleanliness. There's a lot of good changes have gone on over the years out there, and even though that's an unpleasant business, I think we stand out. In fact, unless I'm wrong, I think that discovered the fact that the state has said that even, like I said, despite the unpleasantness of the organization and what its business nature is, that we were the best shelter in the state. So they're making progress there, and I just wanted to appreciate him and his hospitality and taking care of the little problem I had and his staff. Thank you.
Commissioner Johnson?
Thank you, Madam President. Mr. Glass had complaints on, I guess they just completed 10 Cup Way to Northwood Drive, and they wanted to have a three-way stop instead of having, it's just a one-way stop, and people running the stop sign and going to create an accident at that intersection. So just go out and look at it and see if we can do a three-way stop. That's a new subdivision they just put into place. So that's it.
Thank you. I had one question. Where are we on we have an MPC position open. Caddo Parish does. What are we gonna do? Are we waiting or are we what?
We're gonna move forward.
Charles, really.
It's up to us.
Well, when are we gonna do something about it?
Okay.
We need to do something.
I'd like to replace one, can we?
Yeah, we need to do something. So if you all have any one that you'd like to put in the hat for it, go ahead and turn it in to, I guess, Todd, and let him know. Okay, Commissioner Lynn.
I was just going to touch base on that. I know that I met with several people that were interested, and then none of them lived in my district. One in Commissioner Williams' district, one in Commissioner Escadade's district, and then I've instructed all of them to write letters to the commissioner whose district they live in, requesting to be on the MPC board. And so hopefully, like last time, we'll have several qualified citizens that are willing to serve, and we'll get to pick the lucky one, I guess. Well, thank you, that's all.
Thank you. Commissioner Williams.
I'd just like to call a Juvenile Justice Committee meeting. The first, I guess this is not the last meeting, the work session on that Monday. I'd like to call a meeting around about 2:30 that day to discuss the upcoming events for the summer for our youth. As you noted, there's been a couple of shootings, a couple of killings, a couple of stabbings. So summer is near, and we need to be proactive and have a pre-plan for some juvenile programs, some summer programs for our youth. Also, today is the day that I asked the commissioner, I've seen your email regarding your recommendation for a youth juveniles in your area that wants to participate in the Swag Nation Gentleman's Etiquette Program. We'll be meeting today at Praise Temple Church from 5:30 to 7:30. I see Miss Bowman have got her name to us, and I'm waiting on the other name. The day is the last day. I sent it out 2 weeks ago. So those you have named, give them to me. I can take them with me when I leave. I'm going over there to participate in the program.
What were those dates, Commissioner? What was the date for juvenile?
The first work session. The first
20th.
May 20th.
2:30.
Okay.
So this month, May 20th?
We want to continue our conversation regarding having a master plan for a summer program for our youth with all the services. Maybe we can have a website they can go on. Maybe they can have, people just need to be aware of what's out there and what's available. We don't have a coordinated effort to inform the public of the services that the Caddo Parish and the citizens of Shreveport, Spar and Recreation provide for them, because there's no one-stop shop place. But maybe they can go on some type of satellite, go on the radio, we can make some announcements, try to save our young people this summer. Thank you.
Epperson.
I forgot to mention the Veteran Celebration 2013 Honor Committee meeting, May 30th, Thursday, 10 a.m. In the commission meeting room down the hall. Also, I hope I'm correct, I think our financial disclosure due
May 15th.
May 15th.
May 15th?
So let's not forget that.
Yeah, I gotta get mine.
May 15th.
They doing those
That's
online
it?
now?
That's it.
Okay. Commissioner Cox?
You've got to mail them, fax them in, you can't.
As far as the MPC, I would suggest that if anyone did have applications or resumes, they have them in so we can make a decision by our June 6th meeting.
Okay, that's fine. Commissioner Escaday?
Well, actually, I was going to ask what Mr. Epperson mentioned, that if our financial disclosure statements were due the 15th of May, and obviously they are, and as I recall, unless anything's changed, you can fill them out online and print a hard copy, but they have to be faxed or mailed in once they're notarized. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, next item, Mr. Clerk.
Next, we need to adopt the minutes of the regular meeting held on April 18th.
So moved. Second. Moved by Commissioner Bowman, second by the chair.
Wait, Woody got passed up, but we'll vote on this and get back to him.
Woody's where?
Administrative report?
Not on here.
He had his
we did have
response
some
to
response.
information request from commissioners.
Oh.
Let's vote on this and then come back.
Yeah, let's vote on this, get this out of the way.
Yes, ma'am, what I have to say will take about an hour, but I'm going to go ahead and proceed anyway.
You kidding?
And Commissioners, I'm pleased to let you know that I received a letter dated April 30th from the Government Finance Office Association, and it says, Dear Mr. Wilson, I'm pleased to announce that Erica Bryant has been selected as a 2013 recipient of the Government Finance Officers Association's Government Finance Professional Development Scholarship. Our scholarship committee was impressed with Ms. Bryant's academic achievements and her course concentration at LSU and Shreveport. Her desire to dedicate her many talents to work in government is to be commended. And as you all know, she is pursuing her MBA, and this is the second scholarship she's received and paying for those courses. And I'm proud of Erica.
Congratulations.
Oh, you never say nothing about Lucky.
He skipped saying about old dog.
He skipped class again?
Yes, Lucky is lucky. Thank you, Commissioners, for your patience in that one.
Oh,
That's it, ma'am.
thank you. Next item, Mr. Clerk.
Next, we move to public hearing on local assessment ordinances. Local assessment ordinance number 49 of 2013, accepting construction and improvement of water line within the right-of-way of a portion of Goldsberry Road being located in a portion of lots 7, 14, 16, 17, and 20, Shadow Pines Estates Unit 1, lots 1, 10, 11, and 12, Shadow Pines Estates Unit 2, lots 1, 2, 3, 4, Shadow Pines Estates Unit 5, and lots 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, Shadow Pines Estates Unit 6, and subdivision being located in Section 34, Township 16 North, Range 13 West, Caddo Parish.
Anyone here to speak in favor of this ordinance? Anyone here to speak in opposition?
Madam President, I need to make, I have a letter against, so I need to make this part of public record here from a Mr. David R. Romero. It says, to the extent that this is necessary, Mr. Romero objects to any proposed assessments for water lines for the same reasons as set forth in the pending litigation, which is number 560-870-A in Caddo Parish District Court.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk.
Yes, ma'am.
Next item.
Next, we have local assessment number 50 of 2013, accepting the construction and improvement of a water line within the right-of-way of a portion of Split Oak and Green Oak Drives being located in a portion of lots 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 21, 22, 23, and 24, Wild Oak Subdivision Unit 4, and subdivision being located in Section 21, Township 16 North, Range 13 West, Caddo Parish.
Is anyone here to speak in favor of this ordinance? Anyone here to speak in opposition?
That'll conclude public hearing on local assessments. We move to public hearing on ordinances. Ordinance number 5304 of 2013 authorize the sale of Parish's interest less and accept mineral interest in certain property located in the North Shreveport Industrial Park.
Anyone here to speak in favor of this ordinance? Anyone here to speak in opposition? Next item, Mr. Clerk.
Ordinance number 5305 of 2013, amending the budget of estimate revenues and expenditures for the general fund in the amount of $13,542 for additional funding for the Caddo Office of Homeland Security for the year 2013.
Anyone here to speak in favor of this ordinance? Anyone here to speak in opposition? Next item, Mr. Clerk.
Ordinance number 5306 of 2013, granting to Chesapeake Operating Incorporated the right to drill under certain portions or properties owned by Caddo Parish and Township 16 North, Range 14 West, Caddo Parish.
Anyone here to speak in favor of this ordinance? Anyone here to speak in opposition? Next item, Mr. Clerk.
Ordinance number 5307 of 2013, declaring certain adjudicated properties to be surplus and authorize the parish administrator designate to sell tax interest.
Anyone here to speak in favor of this ordinance? Anyone here to speak in opposition?
That'll conclude our public hearing on ordinances. We move to local assessment ordinances for final passage. Local assessment ordinance number 49 of 2013.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Commissioner Thibodeau, second by Commissioner Williams. Commissioner Lynch.
Mr. Grove, can you quickly just tell me what's the basis of the litigation?
On the,
That the guy that
on the
objected.
assessment,
Yeah.
Mr. Romero filed suit against the parish shortly after the commission ordered the work to be done last winter. We have prevailed in the district court, and the matter is currently on appeal to the Court of Appeal. He alleges that the petition was not sufficient. It did not meet the statutory requirements for the petition, which of course we dispute, and we were, like I say, we were successful in the district court.
Thank you. No more discussion, please vote. That passes. Next item, Mr. Clerk.
Local assessment ordinance number 50 of 2013.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Thibodeau, second by Commissioner Williams. Any discussion? Any discussion, please vote.
People gotta have that water.
That passes. Next item, Mr. Clerk.
Ms. Lynch, did you vote? Thank you. Next, we move to ordinances for final passage. Ordinance number 5304 of 2013. Authorize the sale of parish's tax interest less than accept minerals interest in certain properties in North Shreveport Industrial Park.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Johnson.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Bowman. For any discussion? No discussion, please vote. That passes. Next item, Mr. Clerk.
Ordinance number 5305 of 2013, amend the budget of estimate revenues and expenditures in general fund in the amount of $13,542 for additional funding for Caddo Office of Homeland Security.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Cox, second by Commissioner Williams. Are there any discussion, Commissioner Escaday?
Yes, just want to, I'm not going to support this, and I just wanted to tell you why. The city of Shreveport's not, the city of Bossier's not, the police jury's not, the sheriff's not. They're all funding entities of this organization. This used to be the Office of Emergency Preparedness before 9/11 and this Homeland Security thing was, came about. And basically they were lining up assets. Their primary job is to line up assets in the event of an emergency. Shelters, food, this kind of stuff. They're not the first responders on the scenes. That's the sheriff's departments, that's police department, that's our firefighters and the EMS. They basically don't even do the cleanup. Parish crews are out there cleaning up on these disasters. When the director was here requesting this, he admitted, if you recall, that their funding and grants were drying up and they expected local government to adopt them and support them. I still have serious questions about the need to fund them or fund them any further. I mean, being prepared for an emergency, and once those assets are in place and accounted for, it's not take 6 or 7 people full-time to keep track of them. As far as they may be called the Department of Homeland Security, but I just don't see them doing any of that. They're not the first responder there. So I'm wondering what we're getting for our money, and this is just the second round. They'll come back next year wanting more money, and I just don't know that it's unnecessary. They've gone from being an entity that provided these services, lined up these assets and all, to people now going around carrying badges that, in effect, that's all they do, carry badges, and it's a false sense of security. But that's just my thoughts on it. And like I said, my main point is, if nobody else is seeing the value in this or countering agencies, not that we want to duplicate them, but there's obviously have some concerns as well. And I'd just like for them to come in here and prove why their staff is as large as it is and know what they do every day, short of, like I said, lining up assets, keeping those in place, and coming up here every year or so and scaring us about pandemics and potential things that could happen, which the CDC does through the Department of Health and Human Resources. Thank you.
Commissioner Lynn?
I also will not be supporting this. I know that at our last meeting where this was brought up, there were some questions that were asked that I've never received the answers to, as far as budget, staffing, duplication of services, and services provided, and then the money that we would give in, would that provide us with more service than the entities that did not give in? And the answer that I received was that no, that it would still be spread evenly amongst all of the governmental agencies, even the ones that did not pay in, and so I will be unable to support this. Thank you, Madam President.
Commissioner Cox?
You know, when Sandy was here last time, he was basically saying this $13,542 will take him through the budget for the end of the year, correct? And with anything as far as his next year budget, he would come back with enough time to explain to us how and what his organization, the nuts and bolts of it. I can tell you, and each president who's been in that chair, anytime there's a natural disaster or something that just creeps up on us, Sandy's the first phone call we get. When I was president, I never heard from CDC. I never heard from the state troopers. I heard from Sandy. Their position to us may not be viable to some of us, but I can honestly say when it hits the fan, Sandy's there. So I will be voting for this, but on the other hand, I will tell you that next year's request will be under the microscope as far as what he does, how he does it, how many people he has on his staff, and so forth. Same thing we do for everybody else that we basically give money to. I would ask that y'all go ahead and pass this. I understand if you, the comments that were made previously, but I will be supporting this and would ask that Sandy gets with us after this budget year in enough time that we all have a clear understanding of what his office does. Thank you.
Commissioner Lynch?
Yes, I agree with David. I know when I was president of the commission, spent time down at the 911 center, all of that stuff. There are a lot of moving parts to emergencies that happen. And we can, in addition to our staff, we can rest easy because they are on top of it, coordinating, working with the police department. If there are folks from the state, if there are folks from the federal level, coordinating all of that. Some of these folks don't even know where Shreveport is, and Sandy and his folks have been boots on the ground. Now, I've been here almost 10 years, and we've been funding this entity at pretty much the same amount from when I came. Nobody talked about how many employees they had or anything else. And I know that, the additional request that he put down, doubling and all of that, take that off the table. He wasn't smart enough to know not to put all that stuff and mix it in with this request. They're short because a grant got cut. He made that clear. This is just our portion. Doesn't have anything to do with any other entity. And I think that it's something that we can do. And next year, especially in dealing with the increase that he's talking about, yeah, we need to look at all those things that John and everybody is concerned about. But I think to get them through this year is something that's reasonable, and they have, you know, been on top of their job. And I suspect probably before the end of the year, with the way the weather is going, we're going to need them. We're going to need everybody that he has now. So I'm going to be supporting it. Thank you.
Commissioner Williams?
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I will be supporting this. You know, being a former Shreveport firefighter for 10 years, I recognize the importance of seconds and minutes of life and death. And, you know, America is under attack every day. The threat of bombs in our nation every day. Shreveport and Caddo is not immune to that. We just haven't had anything happen catastrophically yet. But it could happen. So that's why we need to be prepared. And I had the opportunity to work with Mr. Sandy Davis when I was a Shreveport firefighter. You can ask for a better leader in leading us in when something happened of that magnitude. And this, to me, $13,000 for just one life is priceless. We can just save one person. We shouldn't put a value on life, seconds, and minutes when it comes to someone's life. So we haven't had that happen here in Caddo and Shreveport yet, but it could happen. So I like to be prepared, be proactive, not reactive. That's why pre-planning is so important to the quality of life. And the sheriff, the fire department, police department, they all coordinate and work together. But in some part, Homeland Security have to take the lead in certain things. So I will be supporting this, and when he come back again, I will be supporting him again. Thank you, Chair.
Commissioner Escudé?
I just want to reiterate that I understand everybody's concerns and comments, but this request from us for this additional $13,000 was to carry them through the end of the year, along with matching funds from the other parishes, the other cities, and the sheriff. Well, they're not going to pony up, so I don't know how far this $13,000 is going to get them, but don't think it's going to get them to the end of the year, because this was our portion of it to get there. So they're still going to have problems. As Ms. Lynch pointed out, he said he'd lost grants. He also admitted he's going to continue to lose grants. But basically what you have was a government-funded entity that the government is not funding anymore. It's not a mandate that we have it, so we can't call it an unfunded mandate, but the question is, do we want to continue it, and how do we want to fund it? And though I deferred to Mr. Williams' experience as a firefighter, I do know that they will react in the event that a bomb goes off or something happens, but I do know this. They do not have jurisdiction over the site, nor will they do the investigation over the site. That'll be left up to the local law enforcement and fire authorities. You know, there's a difference in what this entity does, and as far as first responding, and they're not there. They don't have a hose. They don't put out a fire. They don't shield somebody from bombs. That's what our firemen and policemen do. They're part of the mix, but they're not the key part of the mix. But I guess the main point I want to reiterate is this funding, if we do this today, that's fine, is not going to get them all the way through the end of the year. They're still going to be short this about 4 times based on the request that he brought forward to us. Thank you.
Commissioner Epperson?
I like the way that Sandy responded to the situation with the 2 shelters that we had in place. One was the old sports mall,
right,
and the other was the old Walmarts. He listened, you know, to the citizens, the personnel that had to come up and live there. And I think the next time we used those facilities, they were light years different than they were initially. And I think his efforts in that really strengthened my confidence in what his organization does. Because in times of emergencies, you know, we all need to do all that we can to help our people from other parts of the state or wherever it may be during national disasters or things of that nature, acts of nature, acts of God that we can't control. So I'm going to be supporting this because I was really impressed by the way that he coordinated those efforts and sort of uplifted everything when it comes to emergency services for people having to come here.
Mr. Dominic? Thank you. Okay, no more comments. Please vote. That passes.
Next we have ordinance number 5306 of 2013, granting to Chesapeake Operating Incorporated the right to drill under certain properties owned by Caddo Parish in Township 16 North, Range 14 West.
Move to approve. Second.
Second. Been moved by Commissioner Smith, second by Commissioner Lynn. Any comments?
Drill, baby, drill.
Go ahead, Sarah Palin.
No more comments, please vote.
Thought we did.
That passes. Next item, Mr. Clerk.
Ordinance number 5307 of 2013, declaring certain adjudicated properties to be surplus and authorize the parish administrator designee to sell parish's tax interests.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Lynn, second by Commissioner Escaday. Are there any discussion? No discussion, please vote. That passes. Next item, Mr. Clerk.
Next, we move to ordinances for introduction by title. Ordinance number 5308 of 2013 to set the general purpose millages and special purpose millages for millage rate adjustments as allowed by Article 7, Section 23 of the Louisiana Constitution of 1974 and LARS 47-1705B, levying and imposing taxes, assessments for 2013 on all property subject to taxation in the parish of Caddo. Ordinance number 5309 of 2013, setting the parish millage for the purpose of paying principal and interest in 2013 on outstanding parish bond issues and to instruct the tax assessor to include 2013 said millage on tax roll. Ordinance number 5310 of 2013, to adopt the values fixed or to be fixed by the Louisiana Tax Commission on all assessments for railways and other public service corporations and to instruct the tax assessor to extend such assessments and values to the tax roll. Ordinance number 5311 of 2013, settling the assessment of property classified as timberlands and to instruct the tax assessor to include said assessments on tax roll for 2013. Ordinance number 5315 of 2013, to close and abandon a portion of undeveloped Olney Street in the town of Blanchard. Next, we move to zoning ordinances for introduction by title. Zoning case P2-13 in regard to ordinance number 5312 of 2013, 5720 Old Mooringsport Road, property located on the north side of Old Mooringsport Road, 100 feet east of Alaska Lane, 49 Development LLC applicant. Request to rezone from RA Residence Agriculture to District to R1D Urban One Family Residence District to permit single family housing. Next, we move to work session minutes from May 6th.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Williams,
Second.
second by Commissioner Johnson. Are there any discussion? If none, please vote. That passes. Next item, Mr.
Move to
Clerk.
resolutions. Resolution number 22 of 2013, approving the issuance of not exceeding $13.8 million of taxable revenue hospital bonds.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner
Second.
Dominic, second by Commissioner Escaday. Are there any discussion? If none, please vote. That passes.
Resolution number 23 of 2013, giving preliminary approval to the issuance of not exceeding $6.2 million of taxable sales tax bonds in one or more series of North Caddo Hospital Service Districts.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Dominic, second by Commissioner Escaday. Are there any discussion? If none, please vote. That passes.
Resolution number 24 of 2013, approving the issuance of not exceeding $5 million of sales tax bonds in one or more series of North Caddo Service District.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Dominic, second by Commissioner Escaday. Are there any discussion? None, please vote. That passes. Next item, Mr. Clerk.
We move to old business. Resolution number 20 of 2013 to become a member of America's Counties for Energy Independence.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Smith, second by Commissioner Dominic. Commissioner Epperson.
I looked at the minutes of the Natural Resources Committee, and I thought they reflected that the vote was unanimous, but it should have been one against, and whatever the number was for, I voted against it coming out of committee, so if we could get the minutes reflected to make that change. Secondly, I think that I received an email from Mr. Grubb stating that he and Ms. Baker had gone to Houston to attend the meeting. Am I correct, sir?
That's correct, yes, sir.
Okay, and you attached a copy of the, the charter, the bylaws?
The proposed bylaws, yes.
Okay. I still didn't see any names of any individuals that were in attendance or where the meeting was held. Any, did I miss that in the correspondence?
I'm pretty sure, I don't have the email in front of me, but I think I mentioned the email by name, several counties in Pennsylvania and one or two.
Well, yeah, but no individuals like, you know, John Doe from Pawcatuck County, who was the attorney that devised those prospective bylaws? Where was the meeting held?
It was held at a hotel in the Woodlands just north of Houston.
A hotel? What was the name of it?
It was a Homewood Suites hotel in the Woodlands, Texas.
Who chaired the meeting? Do you recall? The gentleman's name and position, or lady, or who?
I'm not too good on names, but there were, I can tell you there were 7 or 8 elected commissioners, or whatever their titles were, members of governing bodies of the counties that I delineated in the email.
Did they have a roll, a sign-in sheet? Could we get?
Yeah, we did.
You got copies of that?
I don't.
You
We can get copies, I'm sure.
Let's put it this way, Commissioner Epperson, I've got the names. I mean, I can get you the names.
Okay, well, I mean, I've asked for names, individuals. You know, I told you I thought I had seen a news story. I don't know if this was the same organization that T. Boone Pickett was speaking of on one of the early morning news shows. But I have a problem with this because, number one, I think the association of this organization should be by members within that particular industry, you know, the oil companies. And I think an issue of this magnitude, especially when we're talking about fracking, and some of the things that have been put out in the open as far as livestock dying, people turning on faucets and they strike a match to it and gas, people saying their water is being poisoned, some people saying they think that the fracking is contributing to earthquakes in places, whereas earthquakes were basically unheard of for some period of time. And I just believe that this organization the membership should be comprised of the industry, you know, Chesapeake, Exco, all these drilling companies. I just don't think we should become involved in this. And it bothers me that we can't get any names. You know what I mean? So that, you know, that bothers me also. And we have one of the most oil-friendly national legislative delegates within the nation. Mary Landry, David Ditter, Fleming. They aren't going to go in basically against the oil industry. They've already made that known initially. There has been some legislation to address some concerns with fracking in Congress, and it failed miserably. And I think any legislation that will do anything to stifle the oil industry as far as getting through Congress on a national level, as well as our state legislature in Baton Rouge, has about as big a chance as a snowball in hell, as they say, of getting through. And I just don't think we should become a part of this organization when we can't get names of individuals, places where it's held. And my belief is that this organization should be organized, and the membership should be persons that are in that industry. And I just don't think we should take a position in that at this point in time. So I'll be voting against it.
One more discussion, please vote. That passes. Next item, Mr. Clerk.
Next, we move to new business, confirmation for approval of travel to Baton Rouge for Commissioner Epperson's support of House Bill 218 Elio Motors Committee hearing April 15th.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Epperson, second by Commissioner Dominic. Commissioner Williams.
No.
No discussion, please vote. That passes. Next item.
Confirmation for approval of travel Baton Rouge. Commissioner Epperson in support of HB 218.
So moved.
Full House vote.
Moved by Commissioner
If I
Williams.
might, Madam, let's see, am I there? Oh, we did.
Moved by Commissioner Williams. No second.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Dominic. Are there any discussion?
I wanted to make an amended, I wanted to amend that motion to include, travel to Baton Rouge when the HB 218 will be heard by the full Senate. That's where it's sitting now, and where I can finish up what I started. I'll get a
Second
second.
by Commissioner
Second.
Bowman.
No.
We vote on the first, on the amended, first, and then we'll, I guess if
They'll
that
take care of
passes,
it.
then that'll take care of everything. Moved by Commissioner Epperson, second by Commissioner Bowman, on amendment to include Baton Rouge when the HB
218 is heard by the
218
full
is heard by
Senate.
the full Senate. Okay, please vote. That passes.
Confirmation for appointment of Mr. Joseph DiStefano to the Caddo Parish Fire District Number 1.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Johnson, second by Commissioner Lynn. Are there any discussion?
Yes.
Commissioner Lynn?
Can you tell us a little bit about Mr. DiStefano? I don't have a resume.
He's a resident within Fire District 1. He's interested in being on the fire district. He comes from recommendation from members on the Caddo Fire District Number 1.
No more discussion?
Okay.
I'm sorry, Doctor.
This is, Mr. Fussell passed away,
That's correct.
and that was, I guess, you know, that those districts were combined with your district and my district, so
Yes.
this is,
Yes.
so y'all want.
So
okay.
he's filling that term.
Okay.
Then we'll come up with something else when that
No
term
problem.
is over with.
No more discussion, please vote. That passes. Next item, Mr. Clerk.
Confirmation for reappointment Mr. Ricky Hall in North Shreveport Industrial Park.
Moved by Commissioner Johnson, second by Commissioner Williams.
Brother Ricky.
Any discussion? If none, please vote. That passes. Next item, Mr. Clerk.
Confirmation for reappointment Mr. Herbert Rogers to the North Shreveport Industrial Park Board.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Johnson, second by Commissioner Dominic. Please vote. That passes. Next item.
Confirmation for reappointment of Ms. Erica Bryant to the Caddo Bossier Port Commission.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Bowman, second by Commissioner Williams. No discussion, please vote. That passes.
Move for adjournment.
Move for adjournment. Second.
I ain't quit.
Congratulations.
I gotta go help the baby. They go out and talk. Baby.
I had a hard time. I did, because I was, I kept
Right,
looking
and I
at
called
him
him back
and
from
saying,
his-
Yes, sir. How you? Buddy? I want the whole thing on my iPad.
You had the last, your last.
Okay, I probably,
Conservation of water in emergency areas.
But it was all.
They put together a campaign.
We get together not this weekend, but maybe next weekend or something like that.
Evers Road.
all right.
They call me, and call you.
It was in Henderson, that present complaint.
Meeting so that I can present.
Right when he turned in, so they read up there, they threw all the trash out.
I want to put my kid over there. He can learn some etiquette. He can learn how to curtsy.
With that hat on.
Oh, there we go.